Okay, well, let's get back to this. In the first part of the video, we drilled through the metal and made the holes for the lights. And we did that on all the cars. So now, first car I'm going to convert is the 57. And we have to make room for the battery, the charging port, and the on and off switch. Uh, so what I did is I used some of each car is different, so you have to kind of plan where you're going to put things. Generally, you don't have a whole lot of room because you have the interior, then you have the rear posts on a lot of them. Some of them have little slot in the back, which makes them easier. And then they have your screw in the front, which blocks. So, what are you going to do? This thing's pretty big. So, what I usually do is I'll cut the back seat out or part of the back seat out to make room because there's generally a pretty good sized chunk of plastic that comes out. Yeah. Now, I probably could have hollowed out maybe underneath here and did it that way, perhaps. But this is just easier for me. So then made a few holes here. This one's for the charging port, and it was an original mounting hole for the tab for the interior went into there. So, I used holes that were already there as much as I could because, you're talking about a little flimsy piece of plastic here. It's pretty easy to break a frame if you cut too much out, especially if if you roll them around or whatever. But it's still pretty sturdy, so I think we're okay. I made a big hole in the front for the switch. I used to just make a little hole just enough for the switch to stick out and push in and out. But one thing I've noticed is that the glue sometimes fails. And then when you push down on it, the switch goes inside the car. So then you have to take a poker or something and fish around inside of there trying to get the switch on and off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say screw it. I'm going to mount it right to the bottom of the body there, so that way it's not going anywhere, and it'll be nice and solid there. It shouldn't break away then, and we'll be able to install it. So yeah, it's just a little bit of cutting and some filing. I got a nice little square file though. These little files, you can get these at Micromark online sells them, or you can go down to your local Harbor Freight, I think is where I bought these. And they're just, mini files, but they're very, very handy. If you do any customization on any cars, you really should go get yourself a set of these files. They're probably under $10, and they're definitely worth having. So we'll continue on with this here in a minute. All right, well, we're starting to install the lights. I use this stuff, which is from Woodland Scenics. It's part of their room darkening system. And it's this black putty that's made to go, it's made for room darkening, like you can put it on seams and gaps, stuff like that. And it's a tacky, kind of like a caulk almost. Oops, sorry. Anyways, it's a tacky kind of a caulky kind of stuff. You don't need really a whole lot of it, and it works really well to hold the LED in place, and it also blocks extra light coming through. You can use glue, you can use super glue, whatever, what have you, and you'll get them to stick in there, but you'll have light leakage. So this putty works really good to seal in any light that may escape. also use the putty. Now, when I do a custom car, I try to put a figure in it. Yeah, you might as well, since you have the car cut apart, and it just makes it a little bit more detailed, I think, having a driver in a car instead of just nothing. So I just took a cheap little plastic figure. This is one of the ones that I got from the, I think this was one of the 175th scale figures that I picked up a while back. So it's just a cheap ass figure, and all I did was just cut his legs off. And then I took a blob of the putty, put it on the seat, stuck him in it. It'll keep him from moving around. So we got that. So we got the lights in right now. Little pieces of putty in there. There's the headlights. And there's the tail lights. I got one that's a little off here. Let's see if I can adjust it. There we go. Got it adjusted a little better.